They're going to give you different parts of an equation, of a linear equation, and you're going to put an equation together. This first one is the really, really stupid easy one, okay? So, in order to find an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b, you need to find m and you need to find b. That is the case for every one of these. You've got to find m and b. Well, what is m? What is m? The slope. So they already gave me m. What is b? They already gave me that. So this is why it's stupid easy. You just put it in the equation. Y equals 4x minus 2, and you are done. Same thing. I need slope, and I need y-intercept. Well, I don't have either one of those when they give me 2 points. So this one's a little bit harder, but it's not a big deal. This one is going to take a little bit longer. So when they give you slope and y-intercept, easy. This one may be a little harder. So how do I find the slope? Is there a way to find the slope?
That's 1.
That's right. If you do, well, yeah.
y1 minus y2.
You use the slope equation or formula, and it's going to be the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. Okay? And make sure you do this correctly, but that's 9 over negative 6, which is negative 3/2. So our slope is negative 3/2. So we have to find the y-intercept now. And I like to assume we're all really bad people. Okay?
No.
We're just bad people. And we come across a dead guy in the road. Okay? And we're going to take his wallet and leave him there. Okay? We're going to use him just to get his wallet, and we don't need him for anything else because he doesn't have much use anymore. Okay? So we're really bad people. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to pick a point, and let's say I pick this guy. You can pick either one of those 2 points, and we're going to write the equation as we know it now. We know y equals negative 3/2 x plus b, because we know our m. We can go ahead and plug it in. Now, what does any point represent? What letters does it represent? What letters does a point represent? It represents x and y. So we put in negative 3 equals negative 3/2 times 2 plus b. These two happen to bite the dust, but you can use your calculator. And you have negative 3 equals negative 3 plus b, right? And when we add 3 to both sides, we get 0 equals b. So if b is 0 and slope is negative 3/2, am I ready to write my equation? Once I have that box complete, I can put in y equals negative 3/2 x plus 0, which you don't have to write technically. All right, so if it gives you slope and a point, and I need m and b, do I have either one of those?
No.
Yes, I do. Which one do I have?
Slope.
I have the slope, which is negative 1. So I write what I have so far. I have y equals negative 1x plus b. What am I going to use this point for? What am I going to do with that point? That's right. So I use the y is 2 equals negative 1 times negative 4 plus b, and let the math take you there. 2 equals 4 plus b, and negative 2 equals b. Because I subtract 4 from both sides. Are we ready to write the equation? We got our box filled, right? So it's going to be y equals negative 1x minus 2. Now let's check that to make sure it works. First of all, is the slope of that equation negative 1? Yes, it is, because it's the number next to the x, right, when the y is alone. Everybody in your y equals screen, put that equation in. Y equals negative 1x minus 2. Once you put your equation in the y equals screen, you see that this equation does have a slope of -1, so it met this first requirement. And then you're going to go to the table and make sure it goes through -4, 2 to meet this requirement. And since it does, that is a good answer, okay? So this one is y-intercept and a point. You can do this different ways. I'll give you some ideas and then we'll go from there. But if they give you the y-intercept, which letter did they give you?
3.
Which letter did they give you, M or B?
M. B.
B is the Y here.
B is 3, and it goes through a point. You can do this 2 different ways to find the slope. I'm going to show you 2 ways. Way 1, you're going to do what we've been doing. Y equals mx plus 3, because we know the B, right? And then we're going to use this point as x and y. So we get 2 equals 6m plus 3. Subtract 3. 1, -1 equals 6m. Divide by 6. M equals -1/6. Got it?
I'm so far behind, but
So your equation, if that is the case, is y equals -1/6x plus 3. And when you put that in, it would go, if you graph it, it would go through number 3. That's your y-intercept, which we know that's your y-intercept. And then if you put in a 6, it should go to 2. Go ahead and see if that's true. The other way to look at this is if the y-intercept is 3, that is 0, 3. Think about it. When you graph a 3 down here, that's 0, 3 is the point, right? Right? So if they gave you the y-intercept is 3, we already know M and B. We know B is 3. But we also know that it's 0, 3 is the point. So to find M, you could use the slope formula and do difference of the y's over difference of the x's, which is 1 over -6, which is -1/6.
So this is
Another way to do it. So we put the M and the B in a box, and then we look at the graph and see if we can find one just by looking at the graph. Can anybody tell me the y-intercept of this graph?
-2, -2.
It's just -2, not -2, -2, just -2.
How do you know it's -2?
Where does that graph hit the y-axis?
Oh, okay.
At -2. So you've got the B, all right? So now we have to find the slope. Well, you can either count the blocks on your graph. So you go up here. From here to here, you're going up 4, right?
Right.
And then you're going left 2. Got it? So it's 4 over -2, which is -2. Now let's do it another way. We have 2 points. We have -2, 2, and we have 0, -2. We're going to do 2 minus -2 over -2 minus 0, which is 4 over -2, which is -2. Both ways you find the slope. Once you find your slope and your y-intercept, you write your equation. Y equals -2x minus 2. And I didn't plan it that way. It's just the way it works.